I think there's lots involved in what it takes to be a Spruce Grove Saint. Honesty and integrity are two words that do come to mind. You got to be a passionate guy. You got to be a guy that's able to compete, and a guy that's willing to develop and willing to get better every single day.
Well, the Saints have an unbelievable legacy. It goes back 15 years here in Spruce Grove and much more beyond that in the Alberta Junior Hockey League. There's quite a tradition here, and to be a part of that is something pretty special.
Yeah, the culture kind of starts from the top down. It starts with our ownership group, and it comes down to management, and then down to the coaches and into the players. The culture here is positive. It's all geared towards development, with the willingness of a willingness to compete, willingness to get better every day.
Just being here and watching the atmosphere and seeing a lot of the big playoff games, and to be tasked with the responsibility of trying to carry that legacy forward is quite a privilege.
To me, being a Spruce Grove Saint, I think it's a lot about legacy. I'm still pretty new to the organization, just coming in about a month and a half ago, but already I understand that there's really big culture and really prestigious culture around the Saints, and they have a very successful legacy over the last 10 years. So to be a Saint is just to come to the rink every day and work to carry on that legacy and improve every day and pursue a standard of excellence.
It's an amazing culture here. I came in halfway through last season, and they bring new guys in, make them feel like family, and it's a great place to play. Fans are great, and it's just an awesome organization.
Our average week is considered, I guess, either practice and gearing up for games for the weekend. It's also built around skill development. It's built on video. So the guys are kept fairly busy.
We're going to chip to ourselves or chip to our partners so we can get speed after. The D-man can run the mids forward. You want to chip it so you can get a race back.
Yeah, we have a saying that our practice should be intense, and if we're doing it right, it should feel harder than a game. Not always physically, but mentally. We want to hold each other to a high standard and hold each other accountable. And if we do that properly, when we pursue a standard of excellence that way, then we're preparing for an opponent we may never face, but the ones that we are preparing for, sometimes then it'll allow it to feel easier than a game because the margin for error might be a little bit bigger than it would be in practice.
We got to be intense on each other. Got to push each other, because then when it comes to a game, it's easier. Just everything flows, and you want to kind of strive to reach a higher standard than just your opponent.
So each of our players receives an individual development plan tailored specifically to their needs. It entails a lot of the things that maybe go unnoticed in other places, such as our skills, the health of the player, their functional movement screening. Every player here gets individual skills development from our development coaches. On top of that, every one of our players gets 30 minutes a day of skill development on ice before practice or following it. And we feel like it's a really valuable tool for our group, and it's something that shows up later on in the season.
Well, most goalies benefit from just continually working on their habits throughout the season. You can tell when a goalie's habits tend to kind of fade on them. You bring it back by isolating the drills, isolating the skills of what you're working on through the training. So if you see any habits that they're having troubles with during gameplay or even through practices, that a lot of that time for correction needs to be slowed down, and so you do that by getting out there half an hour before a team practice, so you can talk a little bit more, and there's a little less stress on the goalie in that setting when it's just him and the goalie coach. If that relationship's built, you can make some real progress throughout the season, change some things. And even today with our guys, the question is, are you better today than when you showed up here in September?
Players these days they grow up in a very visual world, and there's so much access to NHL clips or skill development clips. The game of hockey is very simple. The puck's got to go in the net, but at the same time it's very complex, and there's a lot of components to it. And players, we find, learn a lot when they get to do video a lot more. So we do team video every day. Each player has access to all the shifts of all games, and they'll do individual video once a week with the coach hands-on, as well as access to skill clips if they want to talk to our skills coaches as well.
Yeah, analytics here is huge, and going over game tape and shifts and stuff like that is a big part of our development here. So every week we do video with the coaches, and we really break down our shifts and kind of what they need out of us and what we need to look for and strive for moving forward. So it's definitely a big part of the organization and improving our game day after day.
Here in Spruce Grove, we're a top 5 attendance team in the league. We enjoy a very loyal fan base who are passionate about our team, very knowledgeable, as the team has enjoyed quite a bit of success over the last decade. So they certainly know what a good hockey team looks like. They expect us to have a great team on the ice, and they also enjoy one of the best in-game entertainment shows in the league as well.
It's a very loyal group. It's a regular group of people that come together for Saints games and have seen a lot of success over past years. It kind of reminds me of the New York Yankees in baseball. Like, it's a very experienced, very educated group because of all of the winning hockey they've seen. And because of that, it has a set feel of a rowdy crowd, but a mature crowd at the same time.
Yeah, the fans are amazing. I mean, every game, whether like it's a weekday or even a weekend, we always have quite a bit of fans, and they're always cheering us on, and you can always hear them while you're playing. So it's great support here.
We want to instill values in our players that go beyond the rink. So being part of the community, going to schools, being part of charity events, helping out in any way that we can is very important to us, because we believe that it makes life skills for our players that will help them when they reach the professional world.
I mean, we do a lot of volunteer work, and like all the fans that come around and come to the rink, and you go through the lobby and they're always giving you high fives, and you just see them come out to every game.
The billet family is huge. I mean, being my 3rd year in the league, I've always billeted, so having a family that's willing to welcome you in and treat you like one of their own is obviously a huge part, especially being away from home. Having that element where they're welcoming you and they're still treating you as one of their own sons is a huge part, and sharing that kind of connection with another family and sharing their support is a big part in your success.
I think the facilities are high end. We get along with our arena supervisor, Craig Goebel, fairly well. We do practice like at 2 o'clock every day. We got a great workout facility. We got a great trainer's room where our trainer looks after the guys with laundry, and everything's washed every day and everything's kind of clean. We got a great dressing room. We think the ice is some of the best ice in the league in terms of on how fast we play. It is fast ice.
Wade is a very credible athletic therapist. He has experience working with college hockey programs and Major League Baseball program with the Toronto Blue Jays. A very calm, steady hand, hardworking person. Makes sure that the players are well taken care of, both from an equipment side and from an injury prevention side. Same with Alana Tinney. We have access to x-rays or rehab through her on an ongoing basis, as well as in any home game we have multiple medical people that are there for our players.
So obviously, like as a certified athletic therapist, I'm trained in both like injury prevention, injury rehab, and then injury medicine. So if a player goes down on the ice, whether it's hit to the head or whatever it may be, I'm fully qualified and very comfortable being the first person on the ice and safely dealing and getting this guy off, depending on what the injury is. Could be a fracture, but I'm comfortable in my abilities to safely do that. And then the biggest thing, and I think that side of things, the injury side, the medical side, is injury prevention. If we can stop an injury before it happens, it makes everyone's job easier, it makes the team perform better because we keep our players on the ice, and that's where we need them. So I think we do a great job of that. We have a mobility program for all our players, and we actually do preseason testing that goes into that, and then each player gets an individual program on things they need to strengthen and things they need to work on, which I think goes a long way, especially as the season and the grind keeps going.
What's really good about the two of them is they're very proactive. Our players go through a functional movement screening at the start of the year, and they have a stretch routine that is individually put together for them that they can execute weekly throughout the year.
We have a local chiropractor that works with the team. She's usually here game days, but she's at a clinic nearby, so we can send our injured guys there for great therapy. And then we also work with a local physiotherapist, same kind of thing, established clinic, great resource.
Every time we do go on the road, we have a new bus that is logoed out with the Spruce Grove Saints. We do travel in like in first class style. We do stay at high-end hotels. We eat great meals.
Yeah, we obviously travel a lot. Couple long bus rides throughout the province of Alberta here, and it's been such a smooth process. I think one of the first things is we probably have the best bus driver in the country, and he's got the loading process down.
Well, I always say it's always easy to sell a winner. So as a sales and marketing director, I'm lucky that we have a winning product on the ice year after year. People want to get behind that, and it allows, for me, it makes my job easier because they see us, in the local media, whether it's on the news in Edmonton, local paper, social media. The Saints are prevalent throughout the AJHL.
For the past 3 years, we have concentrated in designing a program with our media director in Brandon. We're able to showcase our players to NCAA schools. We're able to showcase like our players to NHL scouts, NHL teams.
Fighting inside the ozone, works his way and fighting. Down low, trying to get through the defenders, grabs it, shoots, scores! Seth fighting a little bit of redemption. Goes through 3 Crusaders, grabs the puck, high slot, blows it by Gylander.
Here at the Spruce Grove Saints, we have one of the best media packages in the AJHL. We're able to provide post-game highlights, post-game write-ups, in-game social media. I like to think we have one of the best broadcasts in the league with a multi-camera shoot. We're able to provide player profiles, just Saints TV videos of the players doing various things around the community, a lot of content pieces, a weekly podcast, just a ton of things that we're able to provide our fans, the scouts, players, parents, coaches, etc. of the Spruce Grove Saints brand. I think we're very proud that we're able to do that.
Our recruiting starts like fairly early in the year, where we try and get on top of some guys that we think that could be future Spruce Grove Saints. We do have an LOI time where it needs to be in by January 11th. We like to to honor like our kids with some good play up from the start of the season until now. We do have a spring camp where we identify future players. We do have a summer camp where we're able to invite 60 kids. We consider that like our main camp. We think that we get great development and great structure like out of that, and we get a lot of future Saints.
We're looking for people that provide positive energy and they can be leaders in their own area, and each person in our room has a leadership area. We're looking for people that are mature, that are professional. We're looking for people that are selfless, that are smart. We're looking for people that are dedicated. We're looking for people that are self-aware and understand where they are and where they need to go. And we're looking for people that are intrinsically motivated, that they don't need someone to give them a kick in the back end, that they can start their own engine and pursue their standard of excellence each day.
I mean, the Saints, they're always an unbelievable team. They go far every year, and they develop their players really well, and guys, they get scholarships and stuff, so that's what I'd be looking for, and the Saints, they do that for sure.
What I look for in the next Spruce Grove Saint is people that have a high IQ, that are able to skate, that have a high compete level.
Being a Saint, I mean, just like being a good person all around, just having good work ethic and just enjoying coming to the rink every day, working hard, and just building team chemistry, just loving to be with the guys every day and just wanting to get better every day and have success with your friends and your teammates.
We put a high priority on character, and what we have in our dressing room is high character people that want to come to the rink every day and put the work in. And so I'm pretty fortunate to be a part of that and come here and work with elite level athletes who want to get better every day and have a growth mindset. And because of that, it forces me to get better every day as well. So it's a real positive place and a place where coaches and players alike can come to develop.
I think as a 16-year-old kid looking to start your junior career, the biggest thing would just be the legacy and kind of the view of the organization. I mean, they have a great reputation, and like I said, the last 10 years they've had a great record, and all the time they have good teams, they produce good teams, and that's just because of the culture around the organization. And just from how we get treated from the trainers, we got great trainers and the coaching staff, always working to improve your game. That's the the best thing you want as hockey players. You want to improve, right, and get on to that next level. And that's another thing is guys always, you got lots of guys, lots of commitments every year, moving on to NCAA or to CIS. So that's obviously playing junior A hockey is your #1 goal. So to come here, you're putting yourself in a really good position.